Hello, everybody, and welcome to Saturday Morning Comics, the only show that believes you need to read comics to be a comic book fan. As always, I'm joined by my co host Fanboy
Hello.
and Spawn.
Hello.
Today, we're going to talk about comics, like always, in Hulk 2003. Fanboy, why don't you start us off with the comics you read this week?
Well, I picked a few books, like the new one-shot Spider-Man Venom Death Spiral. No, it's Marvel's new event with these characters, and I thought it was alright.
I thought it was terrible.
I don't know. I haven't been reading the Venom comics, so maybe that's part of the problem.
It actually made me want to read the Venom comics, but not actually want to read the event. Um, Max, guess
Yeah.
what what character do you think shows up in this book?
I'm gonna go on a wild guess here. By the
Yeah,
way, I haven't read anything, haven't seen anything about it.
yeah.
Paul.
Yeah, he's currently
Mhm.
taking care of Eddie Brock's child.
Who the fuck
Well,
is letting him around Eddie Brock's child?
And he's MJ's ex. And he takes up a third of the book.
How many pages is it?
It's
um,
probably 48.
yeah, I would say 40. Let me post this panel of Eddie Brock and Paul in the chat.
Yeah, it's like he so Eddie goes to visit his son
As you
and his
Mhm.
son punches him in the mouth. And then the next panel, you see the doors open and Paul just steps out, full man bun and all.
I hate this panel. With every fiber of my being. You know what? My day was going fine. And then I saw that panel, and you know what? My day's not fine anymore.
But you know what's crazy? He appears in one, and then one more panel on the next page, and then MJ calls him and has a whole conversation with him, and
Mhm.
he is a full page of panels.
At this point, just give the man his own book.
I just don't. I was like, when he first opened the door, I was like, oh, that can't be who I think it is. And then it's like, oh, it's Paul. And I'm like, God, why?
Dude, I'm so happy. I saw it today in the comic book store, and
Yeah.
I was like, God, this looks awful. Thank God, did not pick it up.
The art's really bad. I don't
Yeah,
like
that
the
panel
art.
just like no shade to the artist, but ugh.
Yeah. And also, they like, I don't know if they were tight on money, but every
Well,
bottom panel in the book is talking about. Okay, so the whole plot of Death Spiral, it's going to be this ongoing arc that's between Amazing Spider-Man and Venom books. Essentially, Venom and Spider-Man are going to team up and catch a serial killer. Um, the
normal
whole
stuff.
Yeah, the whole bottom of the book is taken up by a news article or somebody showing that they're dead with the last name of what's a
It's like
Parker.
Brock.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Parker
Parker or
or Brock.
Brock.
And that's it. And that's like the whole book. That's the whole bottom. Every single page. And you're
Yeah, it
just
got old
like,
real quick.
what? Yeah. Um yeah, I was texting Fanboy before I read it and I was like, "Oh, this plot sounds really interesting. It might, it'll also introduce me continuity, what's currently going on in Venom and Amazing Spider-Man." Then I read that and I'm like, "No, thank you."
Dude, I could have told you about Spider-Man. I don't know about Venom. I could have told you about Spider-Man.
But now that I'm thinking about it, after I just said that I want to read the Venom book, Paul's probably in that book.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
he
think Paul
is.
is in the first 5 issues of that book.
He's the
Oh,
main character.
it's when will it end, Marvel? You wonder why
He
your sales are in the tank? This is why.
But this is one of the many, many reasons why. Let's
next to
sit
Paul
there.
Jeff.
Paul has gotten more time in comics than Stan Lee has in Marvel movies.
That's insane. Anyways, what
Paul.
else? What else did you read, fanboy?
Besides on Adventures of Paul, I read the Infernal Hulk, which to me it's Marvel's like I feel like nobody talks about this book. Which is a shame. Like if you love Immortal Hulk, I really recommend this book. And this whole issue feels like a whole love letter to the Hulk's history. Joe Fixit, Planet Hulk, even Immortal Hulk is in it. Oh yeah, and his future self from Future Imperfect. I can't remember his name. Maestro? Yeah, Maestro. No, there's a little Easter egg to that. But it's a fun book. I like it. I recommend it. And on to DC, we have Absolute Martian Manhunter, issue 9, which, whew, this book, man. I, I,
Go-
I don't know how to talk about it without like spoiling it.
I get you, fanboy. I get
It's
you.
really good.
I I just like to share my thoughts on it as well. It's like, God, it is probably one of the best comics I've ever read. There's no issue to me that has been disappointing. It has been gripping since its launch, and God, this issue was just so fucking good. And it got extended to 12. So let's go.
And yeah, I can't wait for the next issue. But the next DC book I read is Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong 2. This is way better than what Marvel's doing with Godzilla. I mean, it's really fun. It's another fun
You didn't
book.
have to throw him under the bus like that after we just dragged him for Death Spiral.
Dude, if they had to put Paul in it, then we wouldn't be in this mess.
Paul would easily 1v9 Godzilla. I hope he's in Infinity War.
No, he's gonna be in Avengers Doomsday.
Oh, right, right.
But yeah, if you love Godzilla and the Justice League, I recommend this book. And another, there's 3 more books I want to, shout out. Archie and Friends Space Adventures. It's a fun sci-fi book with Archie and the gang. And, if you love Archie, that'll recommend. And we are into Void Rivals from Image, Skybound, and the Energon universe. Okay, like it's always been. It's not my favorite Energon book, but it's also not my favorite Energon book. It's like it's in the middle. Like it's not bad, it's not good. I'll still read it. And last but not least, from IDW, Star Trek Devastations, Threads of Destiny. It's a one shot. Aurora, went back in time by accident during the Martin Luther King, time, where there's racism in America. And, it's like she's seeing it like firsthand, instead of like reading it through a history book, And a pretty decent book. I don't know why they call it Devastations. I thought it's supposed to be like a huge what if, last time you did this, but it's still decent. If you love horror or want more Trek, yeah, I recommend it. And yeah, that's all the books I've been reading this week.
Very nice. Go ahead and just wax poetically on Rocketeer Spawn.
I'll do my best. So I picked up the Rocketeer this week. I believe it's called Rocketeer the Island. Yeah. Um, I love that. I Absolute Manhunter is my favorite objectively. My favorite book objectively this week, but not objectively. It's got to be the Rocketeer. I love it. It's such a I don't know. It feels like such a love letter to 30s cinema and 30s comics. We get introduced to everybody right away, which, by the way, last episode, I thought I was going crazy thinking, Popeye and Tintin weren't going to be in this issue. They were very, very fun. Love that. I love that they are in it. I love that the ending is teasing Skull Island because, of course, Amelia Earhart would crash land on Skull Island, and it's fun. I think it's such a fun, just little like read. I feel like in a good way, comics are so pushing the medium these days, especially with what's going on in the world. This is just a fun little adventure romp that, it's a nice little read. I love the cartoony art of it. But yeah, so I read that. Anthony, I know you picked it up. What do you think of it?
I thought it was okay. Um, this is like my first exposure to the Rocketeers, so I didn't really have any expectations going into it.
Mm,
I don't know if I'll do an ongoing. I feel like this will read really well as a trade.
for sure.
But yeah, I don't think I'll pull up pull next week or not next week's, but next issues.
I will personally be pulling these because I love the Rocketeer. I love the original Touchstone Pictures Disney film from the 90s, which everybody should watch. It's very, very good. I also picked up this week Iron Man, which was not bad. I liked it. I think it was okay. I really do like Joshua Williamson's voice on Iron Man. I think
Yeah,
he really understands how to write Iron Man. I think the story so far is okay. I think it can get better, but I really like his voice for Tony, and I think he understands Iron Man as a character.
I like how we're left with back-to-back issues of cliffhangers towards the end.
Yes. I like that too. I think it's fun. It's like it's the come back next week readers
Yeah.
kind of mantra, which is I think I like it. Iron Man so far has not disappointed me. I picked up what else did I pick up this week? Obviously I picked up Absolute Manhunter. Again, fantastic. Really highly recommend. Such just a beautiful book. The art this issue might be my favorite.
Oh yeah, it is good and
It's
colorful.
it's so good and colorful. I did also pick up Superman 35 this week. Um, it's another DCKO tie-in, so it's like kind of wrapping up towards the end of DCKO. So to me, this issue kind of felt just like but it was
Yeah,
fun.
I was looking at that on the shelf and it was like DCKO tie-in and I was just like, nah.
I've been picking up the rest of the ones, so it's like to me, it's not too much of an issue. But I was like, it's okay. I like seeing more Superboy Prime. He's kind of growing on me again. I think, like I was just saying for Iron Man, I think Williamson knows how to write Superman and his cast of characters very well. So I always know that at least the read is going to be interesting. But yeah, that's oh, I read Green Lantern, uh, which was actually not too bad. For those that don't know, Green Lantern finally proposed to his long time on again, off again girlfriend, Carol Danvers. Or no, that's Captain Marvel. Carol Ferris. I'm sorry, I'm very tired. I'm gonna crucify myself later because of that comment. Um, and it was sweet. It was a very wholesome issue of them finally, saying, you know what, we're in love, let's get married. And it ends with this really nice conversation between Kyle and Hal, where Hal finally, in my opinion, at least, finally passes the torch and says, "Hey, keep an eye on Earth for me. It's a beautiful place. Let's do that." So I'm excited for Green Lantern's next issue. That will be 600, which I will be for sure picking.
All right.
That's all I read.
So yeah, I read a few things. To the point where I kept looking at my stack after I read an issue and I'm like, oh my God. Um, but so I'll start out with the new history of the DC universe, the Dakota incident. Going into this, I didn't really know too much about milestone characters. But I really enjoyed it, and I think I'm probably gonna read the Icon run from the 90s because he seems awesome.
Icon.
Um, what's that?
Icon is awesome. I've read that run. It's so cool.
So that was really good. There was a little bit of controversy around that because it got released a week early on Infinite, I guess. And people were mad saying that they're trying to do that so they don't get accurate sales numbers. I think it was just a screw up. Honest
I,
mistake.
I I mean, I read on Infinite. I thought it was good.
Yeah. I mean, the book's going to sell itself at the end of the day.
Mhm.
Because there's so many, like, for instance, like Static Shock has so many fans, and I will say, there's not a whole lot of news around that character. So when there is news around that character being in a book, they're going to pick it up. That's just
Yes.
how it is.
Static Shock is
Um,
awesome.
but the other thing I read was the newest Vertigo title, Brutal Dark and Ezra Kane Mystery. Did not care for it. This is the first Vertigo title where I'm not gonna put it on my pull list. I just thought it was kind of boring. Um, Next is an indie comic called Spirit of the Shadows. It's issue 2. I talked about issue 1 quite a bit when it came out. I really enjoyed it. The art in this book is just absolutely phenomenal. And then I also love that it's all glossy pages. But I definitely would recommend checking that series out. If your comic book store has issue 1, you don't. It's not something you can just go straight into issue 2. You will be confused. I had to reread issue 2 twice because even after reading issue 1, it's not the most clear. The next book is Save Now, issue 3. It's technically issue 4 in the series, but there was an issue 0. So, but we talked about this series quite a bit. Essentially, a guy can create save points in his life, but if he goes back to those save points, he stays the age he was when he reverted. So if he makes a save point at 20 and then decides to go back to it at 40, he's going to go back to it at 40 years old. It's pretty good. There's only one issue left. I'm very excited. One book I won't be able to talk about because it got pushed to next week is Ordained number 2, which is crazy because it is now going on. Once it releases officially in March, it'll be 3 months between issues. Getting a little in the Hush 2 territory here. But I also got Final Boss issue 4. Really enjoying the series. There's not much to say about it. It's a beat 'em up at the end of the day. One book that I'm surprised you two didn't pick up. Well, Fanboy, I don't think you're fully caught up, but I am a little surprised Spawn didn't pick it up, was Justice League Unlimited number 16.
That's what I forgot. I did read Justice League today.
Okay.
Thank you.
I really liked it. This book, Justice League Unlimited, has really got me into Airwave. And he's got a panel in this book that's just awesome. Like they're trying to convince the villains to just stop fighting. And this villain that they're going against says, after all we did to you, to these people, you show us mercy. And he just says, without mercy, we have nothing. And I just think that's awesome. This such a great series. I'm surprised more people aren't talking about it. I know a lot of people have issues with how Dan Mora draws. They think that his faces all look the same, but I honestly think the art's beautiful in the book. What did you think of it, Spawn?
I really liked it. Sorry, that was the one book I was forgetting. I've been really enjoying Justice League Unlimited. I'll sing the praise for that book till my dying days. It's so fun. It really is just like every issue. Like, obviously, there's a continuous story going on all the time. But every issue, you're hanging out with different characters. You know? Like,
Yeah.
obviously, there might be some characters that are repeating from the last issue, but there's always a different cast. And I think that's really cool. I personally love Dan Mora's art. I think he's very unique with the way he draws a lot of his characters. I know some of his characters look the same, but to me at least, he's a very good artist. And I think Mark Wade, who's writing it, does a very amazing job. And I wish more people were talking about it because it is such a fun series.
Yeah. I think people just hate fun.
You know what? They do.
I mean, you saw the reception on the Superman movie last year.
Yeah, people hate fun.
So that's what we read this week. We're gonna talk about what comes out next week, which isn't a whole lot, but they are important things.
If I may interject
yeah.
one thing before, we are trying to stay up to date with every comic news in the world that's going on in comic book. So I want to ask you guys, obviously, if you guys haven't, or have you guys seen everything going on with Marvel Comics at the moment, where they're like not selling well?
Well,
yeah.
Maybe they just need to give Paul his own book.
Maybe they do. Maybe they do. Maybe that's
Paul and Jeff. That's the next book.
Jeff meets Paul.
But I bring this up because I read an interesting article and then I saw a few TikToks about it of how Daredevil #1 just like
Yeah.
pre-sales alone before counting like blind bags is like one of Marvel's highest already.
Yeah, I mean, it's really tricky because I think people are just buying it for the blind bags, and I think and one of the issues that we're going to talk about next week, which isn't a new issue, it's more of a reprint. I think also ties into what you're saying is I think resellers are starting to get into comics because they're
Mm-hmm.
seeing some of the pricing around it,
Yeah.
and they're not necessarily buying the books to read them. And I think this especially comes into play with these blind bags. I don't think people actually care what they get in their blind bags. They're just going to resell whatever it is for like triple the money. Yeah, so those blind bags, I just think are gonna be good on paper for Marvel, but for the fans, I don't think they're gonna be good at all.
Which I agree with. As a fan, like I have been following the Daredevil #1 hype train for a long time, and I follow the creator, I follow the artist on all of their social medias. I've been watching a lot of the TikToks that the creator posts, and like they're excited. I can tell that this book is going to be good, and I'm gonna buy a blind bag because Daredevil is my favorite character. So I will be buying a blind bag because I know that my $7, right? That's how much a blind bag is. I don't know. I've never bought one.
Is that right?
Dude,
I
dude, it
don't
better not be $7 for
I
that.
don't know. I said the first number that came to my mind. Whatever the case, that that number, like, that whatever the price is for a blind bag, if it isn't too much, I will be supporting because, you know, Marvel, I think what Marvel's bigger issue is at the moment, besides, resellers and everything, which is resellers just the comic book industry right now. I think what Marvel's biggest issue right now is that they don't, for all of the advertisement that they're doing in their books and on their social media, they're not really advertising really anything good. Captain America, banger series. I would say that's
True.
being pretty good advertised. But you also have in my opinion, there's too much X-Men right now. They need to cut half of those books.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, I don't think it really needs a mainline series at the moment. And it's like you have so much stuff that so many people, at least that I see, don't really give a shit about.
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm.
Psylocke.
Yes, I will.
They need to cancel that book day one.
So I mean, this is on Jetpack Comics,
Yes,
and games. They have the Daredevil blind bag listed at 7.99.
that's interesting.
Oof.
I don't know, obviously that's subject to change probably depending on your comic book store, hopefully. But as far as Jetpack's concerned, it is listed at 7.99.
Oof. Seven
Um,
dollars for a blind bag.
no, $8 for a blind
Eight, well,
bag.
7, 8
Yeah.
doesn't matter
Six,
still.
seven.
No, we're gonna move past that.
I
But
also, on another hand, we were talking about this because as much as I love DC right now, because I think they're doing a really, really good job with all of their books, they fucking delayed Hush 2 again. Just cancel the fucking book at this point.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Cancel a masterpiece? I don't think so.
yeah, nobody told Van Gogh that Starry Night needed to be rushed.
I cannot believe that you are comparing fucking Van Gogh to Hush 2, something I would wipe my actual ass with.
I'm sure people said the same thing about Van Gogh's paintings before he died.
Hush 2 is pointless. It is a pointless book, and it was DC trying to be like, oh my God, guys, we have hype again. But they actually found out that they have hype in books that are new and creative. And that's my personal reason I think why Hush 2 keeps getting delayed. They're like, oh, people like our other books. We can't release Hush 2 so we don't get a bad name. Fuck Hush
Yeah, I agree. We need Hush 3.
2. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
Dude, we gotta make it to a trilogy.
Yeah,
No,
it's got to be a trilogy.
no. If they come out with a trilogy, I'm gonna lose my
What
mind.
if it's not even written by Jeff Loeb? Would that change your mind if they're like Hush 3 and it's written by like
Scott Snyder,
Scott Snyder or um Zeb
Mark Wade.
Wells?
Oh, someone else would be perfect.
No, you could have the best writer on Hush 3. I would still not read it and be boycotting the fuck out of that book.
What if it was like the best writer in Jorge Jimenez drawing?
No, I still boycott.
See, that's where you're wrong. If Jorge's drawing it, I'm a buying it.
I agree, but fuck Hush. I need to stand my ground.
uh, so we're gonna move on to what comes out next week. Like I said, it's not a whole lot, but they are really big books at the end of the day. Starting that off with Batman #7, Matt Fraction's run. Uh,
Picking it
this is
up.
supposed to have the Joker in it, I believe.
Yes,
And not
S-
Hush.
which
not
I'm
Hush.
which I'm interested to see because I don't. Joker's very overused.
That's true. Um, but I
Uh-huh.
don't care.
I
uh,
At the end
yeah.
of the day, I know next week I'm going to be singing the praise of that book.
yeah.
But right
Mhm.
now, I'm just saying Hush is overused. Or Joker's overused. God
Nope, you
damn,
heard it here first.
I hate
Uh,
Hush.
he loves Hush. He's gonna be singing the praises of Hush.
Hush.
The other book is Absolute Flash #12. I'll be picking that up. I think fanboy, you just read it off at Infinite, right?
Yeah, they just released issue 11 on Infinite today.
Yeah. Did you read that today then?
Yeah, I did.
Did
And
you like that?
yeah, I liked it. I think it is an underrated absolute book.
Um, and then the big one is DC KO #5. It's finally gonna wrap up the KO series final issue.
Already?
Yep.
Yeah.
Um, so that will be huge, and I'm very excited. I'm hoping what we'll do for next week's is just reread through them and just do like a retrospective of the series, uh, and go over that. The other one is Arcadia #3, the DC book Arcadia. There is an indie comic that I'm sure half of you people know. But DC's Arcadia #3, I believe that's the last issue. Is it only a
Uh,
three-parter?
no, it's got an issue 4 coming out in April.
Okay. Um, but that will be coming out. And then the final issue of Devil's Trigger is also coming out for Marvel, which is really weird because we just talked about it last week. Um, but I guess next week they're just going to put out the final issue, which thank God they're done with the series. I did see that they are making orders for trade, because you can order the trade for this series. Wouldn't recommend it, but you can do that if you want. And then this is a book that's part of Spawn's brand, but I ordered it, which
Mm.
is Iceman Omega 1. You were
Me.
complaining about too many X-Men books, and
Well, I was just gonna say even in itself. I'm looking right now on a Comic Geeks app.
yeah.
I think I counted like 5 new Marvel issue ones
Oh,
or
yeah.
something.
Well, they're doing another book that is getting a lot of hype.
Moonstar.
Moonstar #1, but I will not be picking that up. But I've seen good things about it.
I've heard good things about it, which is why I didn't. Moonstar is
It's just
different.
not my jam.
Well, I remember Moonstar from New Mutants, and I really like her character in that. And the only reason, and obviously you can call me a hypocrite for this, she deserves a #1 because we don't see a lot of her character. Iceman. I mean, sure, I guess it's kind of cool we're getting a number one, but he's an original six X-Men. He's like in a lot of books.
That's true. But he deserves to be in a lot of books. He's awesome.
He is awesome. I'm not
He
gonna say
is
I'm not,
awesome.
don't disrespect my Ice King. Ice Man.
I think calling him Ice King is low-key disrespecting him.
Just imagine
Listen,
Ice Cube from Adventure Time.
Yeah.
yeah, hey.
Um, Another thing that's coming out that's not really new is a facsimile of the Marvel team up with Spider-Man and Invincible.
I
Oh
will.
yeah,
Um,
I'm getting
I'm
that.
I'm gonna get that too.
so that's coming out again. um, and then I think I had one more. Oh, I had two. Yeah, so Ordained number 2. I talked about that briefly. It got pushed back to next week. But the big thing that I was hinting at with the whole blind bag situation is Dork's second printing of number 1.
Oh,
Uh, Now I love Dork. It's my profile picture here.
Huge Dork
I
fan.
don't know what's going on with Dork. And I've talked about it with one of my associates at work who does like a bunch of CGC stuff and like he's always up on value of comic books and he doesn't know why it's running so expensive. But if you don't know, current issue of there's only one issue of Dork out and the first run, which I have, is currently listed at $80 to $100 for a book that was originally $4. And there's nothing special about it. It just blew up out of nowhere. And the second printing I saw on eBay, not even out, is already posted for $40. It has sold pre-order wise, according to Image Comics, 70,000 copies, which I think is probably more than Marvel has seen in their sales for one particular comic in the past year. And I don't think that's exaggerating. Like 70,000 pre-order copies, excluding this upcoming Daredevil run, which has blind bag number. So I don't know. I think it's resellers seeing that Dork is selling for $100. The Robert Kirkman alternate cover I saw sold for $300. It is just crazy what's going on, and these aren't slabbed books or anything, so it's not like people are getting them graded. They're just in bag and board, and they're selling for over $100. It just doesn't make sense. Book's not even a month old. But yeah, that's my rant. I don't know what's going on there.
People love Dork, man.
I
They
mean, it's
love him.
good, but like,
But
I
it's
feel
not that
like
good, or
no, I think it is that good, but I think the prices are reflecting I'm gonna call it a Pokemon centric reseller vibe.
mm, yeah, I get what you're saying.
I would like to say a very important message. Fuck resellers.
True.
They suck.
Hmm.
And if you're a reseller listening to this, you should feel bad about yourself.
Yep. You're
Hmm.
robbing people of happiness. Congrats.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, so that's what's coming out next week. Like I said, we're probably gonna do a KO retrospective and go from there. I think we're just gonna talk about mainline KO books. I don't
Yes.
Not
expect
boss
everyone.
battle.
I well, maybe boss battle. But I don't
Damn it.
expect I don't expect all you guys to read through all fight week because that was a month worth of issues. So I mean, you can revisit them if you want to talk about one specific one out of that series, but I'll probably rant about it anyways. But that's what we're planning on doing next week. We're also gonna watch the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie,
Fuck
and
no, we ain't. What the? This was not run by me. I would rather put a bullet in my leg than watch that movie again.
well, see, the issue is you forced Fanboy to watch the Hulk 2003 movie, so
This
This is
is quite
karma.
literally coughing baby to atomic bomb.
and and we haven't done any DC movies yet. So
Why do we have to start with that one? We
Well,
can
well,
watch.
well. Hear me out. Hear me out. You can watch Batman Hush, the animated movie.
I'd rather watch that.
I've never seen that.
I never have either. So
So we might be doing that. It depends. I'm gonna have Fanboy and Spawn compete in a coin toss at the end of the episode to see what we get. Um,
Oh my god.
But so let's talk about Hulk 2003. Fanboy,
Fanboy.
kick it off.
Yeah, fanboy.
Okay, so I ran a few notes, positives and negatives.
Okay.
I don't know if we should start with a positive or a negative.
How
No,
many
start with
positives do you have compared to your
Like
negatives?
three.
Oh
Okay, just
no.
go ahead and rip them.
The movie's theme is good. I will
Okay.
admit that it is underrated.
Okay.
Showing his dad as an asshole is, it's from the comics, so I'm glad they show that. The
Mm-hmm.
MCU never did that. And I guess I can't say it, Hulk kind of wore his purple pants, but it seems like he
They were
wore like
not
purple
purple
underwear.
pants. I didn't even see purple. I don't know what you were looking at, fanboy, but those looked like straight jorts.
Yeah, those are jorts, my friend.
Well, they look purple to me. Maybe I'm colorblind.
Maybe
Who
you are
knows?
colorblind. And go ahead with the negatives since you're already out of positives.
Uh, well, actually, I forgot to write this down as a positive. They did show him like as a monster, in some scenes, like in the scene where he was in the house and knock a couple people out. I thought
Yeah.
that was cool.
I'm surprised you didn't kill that one guy.
Yeah. Are you not going to talk about how Hulk punches a mutant dog in the penis?
That was like negative
Why is that a negative?
That is
because
animal abuse.
yeah, I'm a dog person and I hate that scene or the whole entire fight. So that's a negative. Whole punch balls.
I think that's neither a negative or a positive. It's just something that happens that's just very
But,
iconic.
but but to be fair, the dog did bite his balls.
It
So
did.
the the freaking comic panels shots
Oh
are
my
so
god.
bad at
Just
distracting.
the amount
That
of
I agree with.
transitions it had that made
Oh yeah.
no sense. It was
Well,
like it gave me graphic design is my passion vibes.
well, did you guys do any looking into the film by any chance?
I
No.
forgot to do trivia.
So, Ang Lee, who directed the film, talks about that on one of the DVD special features of how he really wanted to bring this comic book style to life. And so that is why they did those transitions. They don't work.
No.
They're very funny.
The only time that kind of worked was in Spider Verse. They did some scenes with that, but it makes sense. It's animated, but with this, it's live action, and it's like I'm just might as well just pick up a Hulk book.
Can we talk about how bad acting everyone had except for Sam Elliott?
Oh god, the Bruce and Betty scenes were
I disagree.
like he may look like Bruce, but his acting is so boring.
I disagree.
I think he tried Nick Nolte, right?
Hmm.
I think he tried too hard to channel his inner Nicolas Cage. And like I think he watched Face Off with Nick Cage and John Travolta like one too many times and was like, I gotta get that style of crazy, and he doesn't pull it off at all.
Um, I can kind of see that. I actually would like to talk about Bruce and Betty's relationship in the film because I like it a lot.
Why? Tell us why.
So there's something about the how Bruce is very melancholy in the film that I think really works off of the portrayal of the Hulk being kind of this almost like angry child that doesn't know any better. And I
Hmm.
think it really all culminates in that scene where he's like, what's it? It's like towards the end of the film, and he's like, you want it, take it all, and it's like that great. There's that great scene. I think that really works. I really like the actress that plays Betty in this film. I think she does a really good job of it. Of it. I think Bruce's dad is fine. I mean, again, yeah,
That's a negative for me,
that
or at
did.
least with the whole absorbing man, like mix him in.
I just think there are times where he works as a villain. Like I really like the scene where Betty goes to his house for the first time, and he's like kind of you don't know his intention.
Yeah.
But then there are scenes like towards the very end of the movie where it's him and Bruce tied up, or yeah, like tied to the things, and he
Yeah.
just starts biting in the shit for no reason, just to be like, I have this power.
Can
So
how old do we think Bruce is in this movie? Can we talk about that real quick?
yeah,
I would say like
Uh
early 20s.
there's no way that's right. Because if you listen to his dad,
yeah,
one, you can tell by the way they talk about him, they would not have released him early. He said, end quote, they put me in there for 30 years. And Bruce was 4. And they say that he was 4 when it happened. So that means that Bruce is 34 years old.
yeah, man, that makes sense.
I honestly don't give a shit about the timeline of this movie.
It just makes zero sense.
So I like that. I also on a positive, at least to me personally, I really like a lot of the quiet moments in the film, especially if it's with Hulk when he's not, smashing anything, or if it is Betty and Bruce kind
Which
of
is the
trying,
first hour of the movie, by the way.
which which I think works. I think it works.
I felt like I was watching like 90210 with this like romance drama that's going on. And
I like him. I'll say it, I like him. I do want to say I'm not. There are things I don't like about this movie. Obviously, the editing it's just hard to watch sometimes. I think that military guy, the one that should have died from Hulk crushing his hand, and then fucking that explosion.
yeah. Yeah, that explosion freeze frame.
That was
Oh my
funny.
god.
It's so
I would have
bad.
Transition.
walked out of the theater. I would have walked out. There's just no way that they thought, yeah, this is a good shot. This will reel him in.
Hey man, there are avid fans of this movie, man.
Yeah, it appears to be you.
Dude, there are more people than just me that like this movie. I don't know. I like the journey that Bruce goes on, and I don't like. I think it could be a lot better but for what this movie is, I think there's a lot of good moments. I personally really like the scene where he gets irradiated with gamma radiation, and then there's the dream sequence.
I
Um,
thought that sequence was really weird.
it's a dream sequence. They're supposed to be weird, but I guess you. Um, I love the mirror shot. It's iconic. Just the hand, Bruce's hand on the mirror, and he wipes, and it's Hulk, and he's using his finger, and then he just crashes through the window, or through the mirror. Iconic, in my opinion.
The
Um,
the mirror shot I did like.
It was a good scene.
Also, like the score really makes it work. I think the score is really good. Um, but yeah, no, I like this film. It's not perfect. I don't think it's like the best, but I like this film. I like it a lot more than the Incredible Hulk. So yeah,
I also thought hands were weird scales. Like if you watch when somebody touched his face, their hand like got 3 times as big. I'm like, there's no way their hand is that large in comparison to Hulk's face.
yeah.
Um, yeah,
Hulk also looks good in this movie, I will say.
I would prefer to watch
It's
X-Men
okay.
than this.
That's
Yeah.
that I agree with. If I would say I would prefer to watch a lot of the older Marvel movie or a lot of the old pre-MCU movies before this, but I would watch this film over Incredible Hulk in my own personal opinion.
I disagree.
And Incredible Hulk sucks.
I think like the Incredible Hulk is an underrated MCU movie, and this
Mm,
one is just a giant piece of shit.
no.
No, I forgot to mention the Hulk's design. Like he looks kind of fat. Am I the only one that sees that?
I just don't understand how he kept getting bigger.
Yeah,
The
yeah, that's
Hulk.
another thing. That's like he was like
That's
bigger in that one scene than small.
no, but that's the Hulk's thing. The madder he gets, the bigger he gets, the stronger he gets.
Mid,
It's a
below
Hulk
mid.
thing.
Bad. I gave it
I
1 star on Letterbox, and that's me being nice.
That's crazy.
Did you guys want to talk about some of your favorite Hulk books?
I mean, I got a few recommendations.
The young fanboy kick us off.
Hulk Gray, that's a good
By beloved Hush 2 author Jeff Loeb.
Yes, if you love Hush 2, you will love this book. But yeah, Hulk Gray is really good. Like I read it a couple weeks ago.
I feel myself hulking out over these Jeff Loeb.
Guys, was Bruce Banner too hot?
You know what? No. I think, you know what? Here's my problem with Hulk 2008. Edward Norton doesn't fit the part of fucking Bruce Banner.
We'll see about that when we get there in about 2 years.
No, I'm dying on this hill. I will bleed all over this hill. He's too buff. He's too attractive to be Bruce Banner.
You think Edward Norton is more attractive than this guy?
Yes.
Okay. That's certainly a take.
Anyways, fanboy, you were saying.
I was saying Hulk Gray, takes place in canon, takes place like early, during the Stanley and Jack Kirby run. Like get some more like in depth. I don't know, like
Hulk.
yeah, Hulk. He's gray, he's mean, and he's gray,
and he's hulking out.
It's a really good book.
It is. The next one, Planet Hulk and War Hulk. I haven't read Planet Hulk yet, but I hear it's good. I watched the animated movie. Honestly, that's another good Hulk movie right there.
That's the best Hulk movie.
It is. War Hulk. Oh, sorry.
I can actually speak on Planet Hulk and World War Hulk.
Yeah, you go before I start.
Yeah, so I am trying to be better about reading Hulk comics. But Planet Hulk was something that I've read, and it's such a good story about just the Hulk. Not even Bruce Banner, because Bruce Banner really isn't in the story. It's just Hulk and him wanting to be alone, him finding these people that actually accept him, for him and not see him as a monster or this just thing. And it's a really, really beautiful, beautiful story. That's at least for Planet Hulk. Fanboy, have you read World War Hulk?
Yes, it's actually special to me. It's like one of the early comics I got from a convention. And when I first read it, or at least look at the pictures when I was young, I was like, dude, this is badass. Hulk versus everyone, especially when he like crushes Doctor Strange's hand. That was so fucking cool. But it may not be the perfect Marvel event, but it's entertaining.
Yes, I will. I do also want to say it's a great story because you read Planet Hulk. Towards the end of it, he finally finds something that is his. It's just Hulk's. And then immediately you read World War Hulk and everything's taken away. So you as the reader, you're like, fuck, Hulk kind of got a point here. And it is just really cool to just see Hulk just kind of decimate everybody.
Especially Black Bolt at the beginning.
Yeah, because fuck the Inhumans.
I
actually stood up and clapped when I saw that.
You mean Fork Guy?
Yeah, Fork Guy. Hulk said, "We've got Fork Guy." Another one, it's a good recommendation. And if you love horror, like body horror, Immortal Hulk, that's a good place, I would say, if you love, horror and just, dude, it's so good.
Who writes Immortal Hulk? Is that also Tim Kennedy Johnson?
No, that's Al Wegging.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty sure it is Halloween. And after that, if you want something like dumb action, Hulk versus the multiverse, I recommend Donny Cates' run on Hulk. And it has Ryan Otley's art. Like, It's perfect.
It's
I love
perfect in
Ryan.
every way.
Like, maybe I'll be like the best book, but it's like dumb fun, especially with
Yeah.
Ryan Otley's art. Like making the perfect action scenes. Like, I really recommend it. But if you want to skip that and get more of the horror aspect of Hulk, I recommend Phillips Johnson's. Pretty sure I'm saying his name right. Philip Johnson's run on Hulk. Like I mentioned earlier, Infernal Hulk is an underrated book. I feel like no one talks about it. And yeah, those are the Hulk books I recommend.
Yeah, I'm currently reading through Immortal Hulk right now still. I just got a little busy with classes and everything. But it's great. It's such a good book, and that's like what I will recommend to everybody.
I don't have any recommendations besides stay away from Agents of Smash TV show.
I'd rather watch that than this movie.
That's insane.
It is.
No, you're not serious, are
No,
you?
I am serious. Like,
You would rather watch that
eh,
abysmal TV show than
yes, I rather watch the 2 seasons of that show than watch any second of this movie.
oh my God.
That's so I'm scrolling through Comic Hub
Yeah.
to see like what's on order or like what's available to order, and they have like a clickbait version of Amazing Spider-Man. Like the cover is Ultimate Spider-Man. It says Ultimate Farewell, but it's Amazing Spider-Man.
Maybe it's an ultimate farewell to Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, I think I saw something to that on Twitter.
It's the death spiral part, so we're not getting it. But yeah, so I would say stay clear of Agents of Smash unless you really like fart jokes, in which case that's your thing. So we're gonna wrap up, but first we're gonna do this coin toss to see if we're watching Green Lantern or the Hush movie. Um,
My personal hells.
so I'm gonna share my screen here.
Oh God.
All right. So what are we calling people?
Well, okay. I'm calling heads.
I'll
Calling
call
heads?
tails.
Well, you don't have a choice. Okay.
Oh my God.
We're gonna do best 2 out of 3 here. So
Okay.
first one, we got heads.
Good,
Okay.
good.
All right. Since you lost, do you want to have heads, Spawn?
Yes, I'll take heads.
Okay.
I'll take tails then.
Okay.
Okay.
So fanboy, you lost.
I'll take heads.
I'll take tails.
Oh.
Fuck!
We are going to be watching the Green Lantern Ryan Reynolds movie.
Oh my God.
So yeah, that's what you should be expecting from us next time.
I'm gonna be miserable next week. Oh my God.
Oh, you're gonna love it.
No, I'm not.
I like Kilowog. But that's gonna do it all for us. Join us same bat time, same bat place. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.